when the election campaign of Lok Sabha 2024 ended, the Prime Minister was in Hoshiarpur in Punjab addressing his last rally for the season. From there, he went directly to Tamil Nadu's Kanyakumari and he spent 3 days there as part of his Ekantwas. This was at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, Dhyan Mandapam, the same spot where Swami Vivekananda in 1892 is believed to have gotten the first glimpse of Mahabharati, a glimpse of a vision of developed India that believes in cultural resurgence and also walks on the path of mankind and humanity. Now, the reason why the Prime Minister chose Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu has multiple messages, multiple layers, and we'll come to all of that in a bit. First, of course, that Ekantwas, the concept of spiritual solitary exercise, is not new to the Prime Minister. In 2014, he was in Pratapgarh Fort after the campaign ended. Pratapgarh Fort stands as a testament, a tribute to the coronation of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the Maratha Emperor. In 2019, he of course went to Kedarnath Shrine in Uttarakhand, where he meditated inside a cave before the election results came out. And in 2024, he chose Kanyakumari's Vivekananda Rock Memorial. The first important message, of course, there is his association with the Ramakrishna Mission and also Swami Vivekananda, his philosophy. And remember that the Prime Minister himself has believed and often talked about how his philosophy, his politics, his governance is centered around Garib Kalyan. And if you look at what Swami Vivekananda has often talked about is that religion cannot be preached to a poor person. Swami Vivekananda has often talked about cultural resurgence, a developed nation which puts mankind and humanity ahead of everything else. Prime Minister's philosophy has often been aligned with what Swami Vivekananda has often talked about in his life. The Prime Minister has often said that when he was young, he wanted to become a monk, and the only place that he could think about was the Ramakrishna Mission in Bengal. In fact, just before coming to Kanyakumari, he also went to Mayarbari in Kolkata, where he paid tributes to Sharda Devi, the wife of Ramakrishna Paramhans, who is seen as the mentor of Swami Vivekananda. Now, he has often said that the mentors at RMK, or the Ramakrishna Mission, were extremely fond of him, somebody who guided him throughout his life, and for them, he was always Narendra and not the Chief Minister of Gujarat, or for that matter, even Prime Minister of Delhi, and that is something that he holds very dear to his heart. Coincidentally, his name is also Narendra, same as Narendranath, the first name of Swami Vivekananda. The second important point that I think he was trying to put across with his decision on choosing Vivekananda Rock Memorial as a spot for Ekantwas was the RSS. In fact, we have to remember that the Vivekananda Rock Memorial is a reality today because of the efforts of Eknath Ranade, a senior RSS activist who worked tirelessly in the 1960s to ensure that this became a reality. In fact, even at that point, it was not easy for RSS to get a Vivekananda Rock Memorial or a memorial dedicated to Swami Vivekananda in a place like Kanyakumari, which is seen as dominated by Christians. In fact, Mr. Ranade had to get signatures from at least 300 MPs, also permissions of different governments, permissions of the government, of course, the Chief Minister then, Bhaktavatslam was the Chief Minister then, and it was not easy for him to do that, but of course he got it done because he believed that it was important for the nation to have one place that talks about civilizational unity. He also later on wrote a book on Swami Vivekananda, which was called Rousing the Hindu Sentiment. Vivekananda Rock Memorial was also envisaged by Mr. Ranade as not just a center for Dhyan and Jap. He wanted to build it as a center for civilization unity, a place for nation building, which is why we have Vivekananda Puram and also Vivekananda Kendra there. Anybody who has visited there will know that. So that is also seen as a place where people from different walks of life, from different parts of the country, different geographies come together, and they know a little bit more about and they learn to value the civilizational oneness that the country represents. In fact, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke about Eknath Ranade's achievements and contribution to the country in 2014 during his birth anniversary, when he said that the concept of Jan Bhagidari was reflected in the work of Mr. Ranade because he took everybody along, and he also promoted the concept of crowdsourcing and ensured that work on the Vivekananda Rock Memorial was done with full integrity. The third important message that I think that the Prime Minister wanted to drive was also his message to the people of Tamil Nadu. Remember, in the last few years, the Prime Minister has been leading efforts of the BJP at the centre to reach out to people of Tamil Nadu. This is one state that has been very challenging for the BJP. The BJP has often been accused of being a Hindi party, not understanding Tamil sentiments, but in the last few years, the Prime Minister has been relentlessly trying to tell the people of Tamil Nadu that he values the Tamil culture, Tamil language. BJP has also been accused of imposing Hindi on Tamil, and this is the Prime Minister and the Home Minister have in many ways spent many hours trying to clarify that there is no imposition of Hindi. In fact, the Prime Minister has spoken about Tamil icons such as Thiruvalluvar, and of course, he has recited couplets from Tirukkural. He has also spoken about Subramanya Bharati and several other Tamil icons in various of his speeches, including the ones that he delivered at the United Nations General Assembly. His government has been organizing programs such as Kashi Tamil Sangamam. This is also to counter the opposition's north-south divide discourse that the Prime Minister believes is completely false, because he feels that it is important to talk about the country as one civilizational unit and one civilizational nation, instead of talking about different states, or instead of talking about the country as just a collection of states, because that is antithetical to the soul of the country, because north of India is often connected to the south of India, and south of India is often looked at specific areas in north of India for its gods, goddesses, and also spiritual leanings, which is why Kashi Tamil Sangamam was addressed at making people from the south of India and the north of India understand each other's culture. So this is something that the government has been doing, which is also reflective in the Prime Minister's own Ekantwas exercise in Kanyakumari. Remember, even during the Anushtan process in earlier this year, when the Pran Pratishtha ceremony took place, Tamil Nadu was an important part of the Prime Minister's travels. In fact, he travelled to the Sri Ranganatha Swami temple in Sri Rangam. He also travelled to Sri Periya temple in Thrissur. So south was an important part of his travel itinerary, and he made it clear that for him, north and south actually there are no differences in north and south, and it's the same spiritual line of thread that exists from the north to south, from the east to west, and there could be no questions of divisions. Fourth important point that he was also trying to make was also reach out to the larger Bengali population. Remember that Swami Vivekananda comes from the land of Bengal. The Prime Minister has been accusing the TMC of denigrating the legacy of Swami Vivekananda, and in fact, just after his roadshow that passed to the ancestral house of Swami Vivekananda in Shambazar, Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, also went to the same ancestral house of Swami Vivekananda. So that is the kind of competition between the TMC and the BJP. There was also a lot of competition between the parties, in celebrating the birth anniversaries of Swami Vivekananda. And the Prime Minister has often said that Ms. Mamata Banerjee has not been true in promoting the legacy of Swami Vivekananda, and in fact, in this election season, the flashpoint was also with Mamata Banerjee talking about accusing some Bharat Sevashram, RMK, Ramakrishna Mission, and ISKCON saints of openly promoting and supporting the BJP, something that the BJP leaders lashed out her for and said that that's completely untrue. And they also accused her of disrespecting the sentiments of monks and saints. Overall, the Prime Minister's spiritual exercise or ekantwas in Kanyakumari's Vivekananda Rock Memorial, that's also known for Goddess Parvati meditating to attain Lord Shiva. This is something that the Prime Minister mentioned in his expost as well, is laden with lots of messages for not just larger politics, but also reflects his understanding and his conviction about India as one civilizational nation with no differences between the north and south.